All right, hello and welcome to the Nightmare Fuel podcast. I am Reese, and as always, being joined by Hagbard Celine,
Hello.
Mr. Famous,
Yeah.
Mr. Reached 10,000 subs
Mr.
and
Big
has
Shot.
100,000 views on his Sargon video.
Yeah, Mr.
Hagbard
Big
Celine.
Shot.
Mr. Big Shot, you're gonna be huge, kid.
Gonna be huge.
You're going places.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, so awesome. Hello everyone. How are we doing? I noticed we had some audio issues last time, so if you would like to be good little ladies and gents and point them out to us, we will do our best to fix them.
That would be phenomenal, by the way.
You know, we're not Olympians on high. If there's something going wrong, just say, guys, this is...
Just say
This
this is
isn't working.
unacceptable. You can do that. Just let us know.
I can't even... I don't know how they watch it sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, guys.
Because they're very kind. Yes, I know. I've already disposed of my electric razor. Don't worry.
They're more numb to the pain than me and you, and we spend our time watching terrible videos.
Imagine that.
That's some next level shit. So I guess we're gonna do videos. That's kind of our thing, I guess. Videos.
It
I
is.
still, 20 odd episodes in, and I still don't have a grasp on this. It's always a challenge. I come in here and I'm all psyched, and then I'm like, oh shit, we have to watch that.
Yep.
Oh,
And you found them.
I know. You're going in like unlubricated. I've seen the pain and I can't handle it.
Yeah, I just get raped.
You just we should name the show like The Rape of Hagbard.
Seriously, it may as well be.
Publicly raping Hagbard live twice a week.
That seems fair.
That's kind of how it goes. Anyway, let's see what we have.
All right. Bing.
We watch it for the chat.
You know, you hear that from more than one person.
That's sad.
If you're hearing something in the background that sounds like a computer fan, that's probably my computer fan. Just
Yeah.
an FYI. That is
I don't
indeed
even
what you're
hear.
hearing. You're hearing my computer fan, and there's fuck all I can do about it.
Just take it out. Let it overheat and melt. Oh Jesus. Okay, let's scroll down. We were gonna get rid of some of these ones that have just been in here forever. Oh God. Oh Jesus. I look. These are like the dregs that somehow clung onto the bottom. You know what? Let's do the Israelites.
Oh,
let's
yeah?
Let's start with an old favorite.
Let's start with real pain, huh?
Yeah, we're just going in. There's no stopping it.
Fair enough. Where are they?
The second row to the bottom.
Oh, there we go.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24. This is why the image is important, my brother. But there shall
This is why the image is important, my brother.
Oh, I like the arm badges.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, some of them have that. Some of them have these weird Nazi-like arm badges, and they just think that's acceptable behavior.
Guess the kikes. Guess the kikes.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. They are not big on the Jews, to be fair. I mean, let's be honest. We all
I mean,
know.
really, what hate group is it?
Yeah, for some reason they all come down on the Jews. No matter what, it's always the Jews.
I just imagine like all these hate groups who don't like each other, but they meet up and they're like, you know what? We have a common
Hey,
enemy.
we need to set everything aside and kill the Jews. That's the first thing we need to do.
Bad goyim.
Bad goyim.
arise false Christ. There shall arise a what? There shall arise false Christ. Caesar Borgia is a false Christ.
Oh,
Wait, who?
the false Christ. I think they're talking about the tantric messiah. I like how it's almost like they're going for some new format because they start off with just random incoherent screaming and then boom, stock intro from the internet.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good format change, to be fair.
It did catch my attention because I'm used to just seeing this and I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
we
same
usually
old
hit
shit.
exit as soon as you see this. So.
I'm asking you a question. You telling me you got a question. Let's finish.
Oh yeah, here we are. They're Officer Hayam. Here we are. We're back to them being either the police or the military. It's fantastic.
The SS.
Finish one thing and get into the other. Is that agreed? Yeah. Let's finish that. Now, the Bible just said Christ had woolly hair, his skin is as brass, his eyes is red. What color do you see?
And his eyes is red, by the way.
His eyes were what? His eyes were red.
That's what he just said. I've never heard that particular verse, but beyond that, the woolly hair refers to white. And the skin being bronze. Have these guys ever seen bronze?
No. I would love to see that passage. Where's the passage that says Jesus was black?
Yeah, no, it's this. He had feet, for the record, of heated bronze, which is a, yellowish, whitish, reddish color.
Yeah, no, that's clear. That's black. Come on, dude.
Yeah, obviously.
See these eyes. You're familiar with this, right? What color is this eyes? Blue. What color is this eyes over there? But that's what the Bible said. The Bible didn't say blue eyes. It didn't say long blonde hair.
Why do you yell in people's faces?
This poor old man is just standing there getting screamed at by this lunatic.
Seriously. I mean, what do you think you're going to accomplish screaming in people's faces like this?
I just don't understand the offense being taken here. Like, oh my god, how dare they? They made his eyes blue.
Yeah, I love that they ignore Chinese Jesus and South American Jesus, and they ignore black Jesus from Ethiopia. They ignore all that. They ignore the fact that Jesus changes his shape as he changes cultures. Imagine that. It's almost like people impose their image on their gods.
That's impossible.
That's insane.
Because if you say that, then they have to be like, oh shit, that's what we're doing.
Fucking nutballs.
To tell me that Christ don't have a color, that's blasphemy, brother. You gotta repent of that. You're reading it right now.
Did he just say that was blasphemy?
Yeah, if you say that Christ doesn't have a color, that's blasphemy. We go kill you for that, son.
That's amazing.
Oh god. Can you imagine if we put these guys in charge? That would be a shitty run world.
I would pay to watch that world. I wouldn't pay to live in it, but I would pay to turn some cameras on, like fucking, old school, like The Bachelor style, and just watch these guys rule some area.
Put them in charge of Detroit.
What is it? Red Lion? You don't want to meet these people. Trust me.
The videos of people meeting them, though, are priceless.
And his voice as the sound of many waters. And his voice as the sound of many waters. Christ was not a soft-speaking man. He spoke loud and with authority. That's right.
What?
Does that even matter? Like,
well, they think they're emulating Christ here, but
yeah, do they think that they're speaking with authority? They're speaking in an agitating way. No one's listening to this like, yes, I must continue listening. I'm so enraptured.
You understand? So, I want...
He's mocking you in his head. He's having a lot of fun right now. That old man is... I've met old black dudes like this. Old black dudes like this, they are thinking 1,000 times faster than the person yelling at them. He's just sitting there going, yeah, I know about this. Yeah, I've heard this. You go on, boy. He's not buying this shit. He's having a lot of fun.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, these are the same guys that'll I used to know in the South that used to say like, oh yeah, and be all nice to people, and as soon as they walk away, you dumb motherfucker. Like as soon as they walk away, like, yeah, these guys are great.
I want you to rescind if the Holy Spirit is working with you, my brother. I want you to rescind that statement that Christ doesn't have a color.
Oh, no. Oh, that's why you need to listen to me.
No.
Before
I did listen. The first time I heard, it doesn't matter.
Do you want to listen?
Say what you gotta say.
Okay, let's go to the Bible.
No. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Because you can't come and teach us, brother.
Oh, I
Ask
cannot
your
teach,
question.
but you can teach it.
That's right. Because we are ordained.
That's right.
Platform.
Huh?
They're actually giving this guy a platform. Like, do you ever see that from these guys?
No, never. No, that's not the norm.
It's because he's an elder. They respect him.
Yeah, it's because he's an older man.
Clearly.
To teach. Give me spiritual. Give me spiritual. I'm gonna show you why we can teach.
Oh, why do they wear purple? Because it's in the Bible. They
Yeah,
wear,
and
they,
they're-
and,
and they're
and,
fucked
and
up
the
Bible.
gold and the gold fringe. That's in a passage as well. They say to wear purple with blue stripe on the edges, and then gold fringe. It's straight out of the Bible.
I stand by that being the dumbest thing ever written by humans.
I agree. I second that.
Anything I have to do, I have to go to the Bible. They don't tell me don't go to the Bible.
You can't come here and
Let's
teach
go
us.
to Exodus.
If your
Exodus
people
chapter
mattered
20
to
said.
you, if your people mattered to you, you would be here. We would be coming to you. That's what it is. But every time our people see brothers coming up and teaching the word,
In the Bible?
brother, say what you say. Make your point. Make your point. Then
We'd all like you, either one of you, to make a point at some point.
Oh my god, make a point? These guys don't make a point. These guys just ramble on about nothing forever. That's such a strange criticism.
Oh, it's only been 2 minutes. Fuck
we could jump a
this.
little ahead if you'd like, or if you want to be done.
I to the point.
so do you believe that Christ is a black man? According to the Bible. No. Do you believe that Christ is a black
I
man?
don't know his character. I didn't know.
We just read it to you, brother.
It is good
We
for
just
me
read it to you. I
know
just show it to you.
know his character.
So what you're saying doesn't make no sense.
No, what I
It's like barely an implication of that.
Yeah.
We just read it to you. Like, no, you read that his feet were bronze.
What a nut.
Brother, you need to say it. If you don't say that, that's
Yeah,
blasphemy.
fuck off. You've been on my hard drive too long.
Yeah, no, fuck those guys.
Your existence is blasphemy against me. Go away.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. We can do this. We're gonna do what is white privilege.
Sounds good. Where is it?
It's in the middle.
There we go.
There we go.
What is white privilege? So first and foremost, I'm going to share some facts with you that I retained from quite a few credible sources. So in the United States
Are they as credible as the ones, what's his name, Michael Sherlock was quoting, where it's like out of
Oh,
one
Jesus.
sociology textbook?
Oh god.
That's pretty credible.
That poor guy. Like, I want to be on his side so bad, but then he'll say some really stupid shit. No, look at this. Wow, those brows. Those brows are on fleek, dog.
alone, there is 318.9 million people. Within those 318.9, there's not much diversity. There is 229 million white people in the United States. 229 million. That is 74.2% of all America.
I do think it's funny how that statistic is quoted now, because like 5 years ago it was something like 67%, and then all of a sudden people heard that and the population just boomed. It was pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah, a lot of people who have that, like, I don't know, like pseudo white nationalist leaning were just like, we need to breed quick.
Yeah, exactly. So it jumped from like 67% to 74% in like 4 years. It's hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's what fucking happens when you demonize white people for every single thing.
Yeah,
That's the pushback you get. You create your own monster. So all these people who are like, oh my god, Trump, oh my god, the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
Like, you created this. This is your fault.
Yeah, and clearly it's a bad thing that there are 225 white Americans. Well, there need to be considerably less white people. I mean, white people are bad, fundamentally.
Yeah, like,
so
he's saying this. Where's this going? That's the only
yeah.
place I can see
that
this
would be
going.
like me living in LA and being like, there are 2.6 million Mexicans in LA. There's no way that you go from there to a good place if you're talking in this tone. It doesn't start with that and then you go to, and I am so happy that they are here.
I enjoy every single one of them.
Exactly.
There are 38.8 million black individuals in America. That is only 12.6% of all 318.9 million. So Now you're asking, what does the numbers matter, Jacob? Why does 318.9 million people and 74.2% white people in America matter? Now open your mind a little bit with this. Not everyone can be racist. You're probably asking why. Why can't a black person be racist towards me? I'm white. Well, the issue is black people do not have the dominance.
You understand that, right? Like, for all intents and purposes, that's like black people cannot be in power. Full stop. Full stop. A black cop cannot have power over a white person. Right?
Well, I mean, he's black, Hagbarb.
Yeah.
And I like this too because that's not all he's saying. The implication goes further than that. It's not just black people can't be racist. It's also he can't be racist against white people because they're the powerful. They're the superior.
We're totally powerful. Just by the fact that we were born white. I mean, it makes us the superior race. So, of course, we need to...
my white privilege daily.
I want to tell these people, you realize we already did this, right? It's called the white man's burden. It was in, like, the 18th century where we felt bad for all of the other races on the planet and started being like, we should just, like, give them technology and stuff. They don't need to live like this anymore. It's fucked up. Like, we did this. You're literally doing this all over again and calling it not colonialism. This is what we did during colonialism, you fucking retard.
Yeah. Very... It's funny, because people like this are the racists.
Yeah.
And they don't know it. They can't...
No, they can't.
Individuals do not dominate every ethnic background in America. That's white. It's called an institutionalized systematic racism. Right?
No. This is the thing that all these guys get wrong. First and foremost, institutional is a word you need to stop using because you don't understand what it means. And it's not systemized.
Like anything's an institution.
What was systemized was the Holocaust. At very worst, what you're talking about is systemic, which means things that happen on accident due to a system that's been set up. It is simply an inherent part of the system. And even that is questionable at best.
Yeah, they throw out the words in an attempt to not have to explain anything else. They expect you to hear that, those sound like big words. This guy must be smart. This guy must know what he's talking about. And then they don't even bother to give an example. And if you ask for an example, racist.
Yeah, that's the joy of these guys, is that they're the type that they can just read a study in like Scientific America and think they know what's going on. You don't read the source material. Yeah, you don't read the source material. You don't understand the actual implication. You don't understand that sometimes things are done in an educational setting for political reasons, and that this has been done over and over and over again if you look back to the history of the United States.
Oh, clearly.
Whenever you own the dominant race, that gives you the ability to be racist towards someone else of another ethnic background.
What weird language, when you own the dominant race.
When you own...
That's what's in his head. That's what he said. He said, when you own the dominant race. This is how he's thinking. This is how his brain is working.
Is that like an implication towards slavery or something? Like that is odd language. That doesn't even make sense, because a single white person doesn't own the entire white race.
That's a weird idea.
We are legion.
When you don't have that dominant source of people that could take over an entire ethnic background, you can't be racist.
What are you even talking about at this point? Let's let's be fair. Let's try and give him a full 30 seconds so maybe we can understand his point.
I would be more than willing to listen to these guys if they actually had a point to make.
Yeah, I really need to hear this again. I don't understand what he's talking about.
Dominance. Black individuals do not dominate every ethnic background in America. That's white. It's called an institutionalized systematic racism, right? Whenever you own the dominant race, that gives you the ability to be racist towards someone else of another ethnic background. When you don't have that dominant source of people that could take over an entire ethnic background, you can't be racist.
This isn't even in the language anymore. This isn't what is he even talking about? I legitimately cannot understand what he is saying.
Buzzword soup. Yeah, it is completely meaningless. So how about this? This is a thought experiment. Let's say that the white percentage stayed around 67%, and there wasn't a big white boom, and it kept going down. Like at what? So if let's say if there was a race in America that had more people, are they suddenly the dominant, and now they can be racist and white people can't? Because I don't think that's a narrative these guys would go with. They would cling to the idea. Well, there aren't white people in America, but they've had it so easy through history. They have all the money. They have this. I mean, they've really just profited off of oppression and slavery.
Yeah, for the record, SOB. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Like a harmful remix, if you're familiar with those. But he did it to himself in his own brain in real time. It's just spouting nonsense in real time. This is okay, let's give him a few seconds more.
That's a good point.
But everyone has the ability to be prejudiced. If someone looks at a person and judges them, stereotypes them based off their skin color in a negative way, that's prejudice. Anybody can fall under being prejudiced.
Oh, Jesus
Not everyone
Christ,
can
I
be
hate this
racist.
argument.
There's a completely big
Well, it's not relevant.
two.
It's just not a relevant argument.
This is terrible. So wait, you can be... I can't believe, because we already talked about this. It's completely meaningless to go over. But you can't be racist if you're black, but you can be prejudiced based on skin color. Okay, friend.
Yeah,
Whatever
but that's
you
not
say.
racist because racist is a system. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna ignore you from now on.
This guy's brain
As soon
is
as
a
someone,
fucking system.
as soon as people say that, I just shut down. I'm like, yep, not dealing with that stupid bullshit.
That is... I
But
can't...
no. The next question is, okay, is prejudice okay? Is prejudice better than racism?
Yeah, there's a hierarchy of bigotry. At what point...
It's
Is
retarded.
who popularized this? Who said, you know what, black people aren't racist,
That
but
dumb,
they can be prejudiced?
that dumb Kimberly Shaw bitch or whatever her name was.
Is this supposed to make us feel better? Like, oh look, black people are self-deprecating. They're look at them. They can be prejudiced. They know that they can do bad. They just can't be racist like the evil white man.
Yeah, exactly. Let's.
Oh,
I skipped
such
forward a couple
bullshit.
minutes. Let's see if he says something intelligent.
Oh,
I can't believe, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he did this for 10 minutes.
He whipped himself on video for 10 minutes.
For 10 fucking minutes.
From Louisiana who lost their homes was stationed in the hotel I was in. I am from Oklahoma, so going to that realm of the world, I was very, very culture shocked. There's this guy named...
He means he was scared. Let's just be honest. He said, for all intents and purposes, he just said, when they moved the blacks from Louisiana in, I was culture shocked. What a nice way to say that, friend. Yeah, I understand. Trust me, I've been to Louisiana, and it can be a bit of a culture shock, especially considering a lot of the people they moved out of there were from the not the nice areas. This wasn't the Bourbon Street area, okay? This wasn't the French Quarter. Those guys had places to go.
You know, this is complete projection.
Fantastic.
This is like the manifestation of
Yeah.
what you would call white guilt.
When you go to that realm, Keck.
named Dez. This guy looked just like T-Pain when I walked up to him.
To be fair, a lot of those guys look just like T-Pain. I mean, let's be serious.
That's awesome.
I was asking him what he was doing. He had all these lights on him and everything, and he told me he's trying to sell these shirts. But white people aren't buying the shirts from him. So I questioned. I said, why aren't you selling shirts to white people? He said, because white people don't want to buy from black people, Jacob.
No, because white people don't typically buy shirts on the street from dudes wearing lights on their neck. That's just a thing. We reserve that to places like Disney World, dude. You can't just do that.
Yeah, no, I have no interest. Although now I kind of want to do it as part of a bucket list or something. But and I mean, you just proved the point wrong there. Were you going to buy the shirts? Are you white? Oh, I forgot. You're one of the good ones. Okay.
Wow.
I did not get it. I didn't understand or correlate what he was saying with reality. But I said, let me help you sell one of these shirts. I walked up to this older white complected woman who he had approached earlier. And I said, ma'am, you would look beautiful in one of these. She comes up to me, gives me the money. I give her the shirts. And I go to Dez. I give him the money. He couldn't sell a shirt to this woman, but I could. Why? Because I looked like an educated individual. I was 11. Now you're thinking,
oh, there you go. There's the answer right there. Because you're a kid. You didn't start the story. You buried your lead there, dude. The lead is I was an 11-year-old who was manipulated into selling a shirt to an old lady by a man.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
And I mean, if we're being like, I don't know what this T-Pain guy looks like exactly, but this guy, he's got a nice looking face. Like you could buy something from this guy. This guy looks harmless.
That's fucking killed me.
I know what T-Pain looks like. I just don't know. I'm just imagining some guy on the street doesn't look as swank as T-Pain.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen these guys. Trust me, there are guys that just are selling T-shirts and shit with finely rolled dreadlocks and in basketball T-shirts and necklaces and jewelry, and yeah, that's a thing.
Oh yeah, they got their bling, dog.
All right, that's enough of you, bud.
Yeah, wow, that was something else.
You've depressed me for the final time.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Okay, we're going to go to a favorite of yours, an old friend. We're gonna do 4/19/2016.
Oh God.
Hi everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 19.
Mind you, I'm fairly certain this person's really crazy.
Yeah. The sound is wonderful. Whoa.
I thought our sound was bad.
So wait, would you like to explain to people who this is?
I actually don't know. She's just a woman. Just a woman. I found her YouTube video a couple months ago, I think, and she's completely off her nut.
Fair enough.
Oh, and for the record, there are guys in Vegas that will approach you, and they will take a CD, and they will sign it, and they will be like, yo, here you go, man, I'm handing these out today. And then as soon as you take it from them, they're like, all right, that's like $10. And you go, I never intended to pay for this. They take the plastic jacket off the CD, and they throw it in the garbage because that's what they signed. They put a new plastic jacket and move on. It's hilarious. So no, I don't buy from people like that either, but that's what they're doing.
That's because you're racist, Hagbar.
Yeah, I know. I'm racist because the only guy that approached me in Vegas on the street to sell me drugs looked like T-Pain too. Hey, yo, you want some of that powder? You want some of that? You want some of that ice? I got that ice for you. I got that ice. You have a long night. Like, no, motherfucker, get away from me.
Those sound like hate facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's on the toilet. She's always in her bathroom. Have fun with this.
Oh Jesus.
Morning from the global economic north. I'm not sure what to call this video, but I'll probably call it something like, thank you so much, USA chocolate black men. I just wanted...
Okay.
Thank you, USA chocolate black men. Great title.
That was a cringy kind of title.
It's beautiful. Come on.
To, just share my appreciation for the kind of men you are when it comes to USA black men. Because you know what?
Chocolate.
Every single one that I've come into contact with, whether it be at the airport or just walking on the street or, just in the middle of a thought or something, there's one that drives up or they're always coming up and, they big you
Chirp.
up, and I really just wanted to say thank you.
Girl, you need to change the batteries in your smoke alarm.
Seriously, she's gonna burn to death. She needs to do that. Like, she's always done this. It's every video she does. She has this shit.
she doesn't notice it. Holy shit! I like how she's talking about. It's so weird the way she's talking about black guys. Like,
yeah, USA black men.
I see them. Sometimes I see them like they're almost like some other species.
Yeah, she's from
in the airport, on the street.
It's because she's from the islands and she moved to Canada. I've deduced that much. She's from somewhere on the islands in the Caribbean, and she moved to Canada, and she learned her English from third parties. So I think she learned her English from French Canadians. So she's got
that's
a
gonna be
really
shitty
weird,
English,
yeah.
then.
She's got a really weird way of speaking.
Thank you for that, because, you know, being in the global north, it's like, oh my god, I can't deal with these guys here, because all you see is imaging of self-hatred. You see like these black men that are with these non-black women, and in the woman's world you have like these non-black women that are like, oh, we got your guy and we got our little mixed kids and they got like good hair.
Holy shit.
Oh, why are these people all so angry?
Oh, it's another anti-mixer. Don't mix the breeds.
What's it called? Mastication or massication? I think it's called. I don't remember, but it's got a technical term for mixed racing.
It's
like
terrible.
mastication or something.
Wow.
But these are anti-maskers or some shit. Yeah.
Oh, they come up to me and they're like, "Aren't you jealous of our mixed beautiful babies
with good hair?"
Straight nose, and you know, all these types of colonization and socialization via colonization strategy things. So we see a lot of self-hatred, and you know, I've had people like,
yeah, I see it right here,
you know, genuinely.
Yeah, it's interesting that she doesn't comment on the self-hatred of Canadian white men, like the Prime Minister.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
Like,
He's doing the right thing. He's a
and
progressive.
she acts like she's not of mixed race, by the way.
There's that.
Which
Maybe
is
that's,
adorable.
You know, that's the source of the hatred, though, Hagbard.
That's like the other chick that I did who wears the hair hat and fucking has the Egyptian nose that's narrow and long as fuck. I mean, she's clearly not like, you know, sub-Saharan African. Like, this woman is not sub-Saharan African. It's you came from the islands. You were absolutely mixed. I'm sorry to tell you this, but she hates race mixing now.
That's what a miserable existence then. Just like every day you look at your own skin and think it's impure.
Yes, fake name. She is the one that is supposedly getting her master's and buying several properties. That is what that is what she said.
Well, you see, she's investing in the global north.
Yeah, that is what she said. I have no explanation
Global
for whether
north.
that's...
Have you ever heard anyone called Canada that?
Well, no. The global north is an economic term for the fact that everyone in the northern hemisphere is economically doing something along the lines of 10 times better than anyone in the southern hemisphere shy, and it only functions if you remove Australia. As soon as you remove Australia, it functions as being... It's basically saying South America and Africa are fucked up. For all intents and purposes, that may as well be what it means. It means South America and Africa are economically fucked. That's what...
Those sound like more hate facts.
Yeah, that's what they mean when they say economic north versus economic south. That's what they're global...
I see.
Yeah, that's global.
Really lonely, or do you get upset, or... And I was like, well... Not really, because at the end of the day, when those men that are with those non-black women have no clue. And the funny thing is that when outreach is done to them, they drop them like flies, and they're coming back to the black pack.
Wow.
Yeah, when we reach out to them like we're missionaries or some shit, then they drop them white bitches. They come back to the black pack.
Jesus.
Hashtag black pack. Make that trend,
yeah,
people.
Seriously, black pack. Like, okay, listen. When Daniel Tosh made a rape joke wherein he said, "I hope you get raped by a pack of niggers," that was a problem because he said pack, and that implies animalistic. But you say black pack, and that's just okay. All right.
No, you see, it's not tribal, Hagbard. It's just recognizing your own. It's recognizing family.
How fucking creepy.
Keeping your man out of the hands of them white harpies.
Well, I don't really worry about that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to say in this video to the USA black men, you guys are just so awesome, really awesome, and you really know how to make a black woman feel, and, you know, just feel.
Alright, I can't take it anymore. There's not enough hash on the planet for that.
Wait, USA black men know how to make black women feel. USA black men are notorious for leaving black women.
There we go. Goodbye.
Like that's what? You all are awesome. Oh, there's a lot of race mixing in America. She wouldn't like it.
That was just too much. USA black men. I couldn't hear it again.
Yeah, we're gonna scroll up. We've put it off long enough. It's time to respond to our old friend. Yeah.
Let me refill my hash
Yeah.
pipe.
Yeah.
Let me refill the hash pipe.
Mr. clearly is sane and in control of his faculties and not at all freaked out about us, made 3 videos about us in a week.
Not at all bothered. No.
And people should check out the most recent video I uploaded to this channel about him. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, June 8th, 2016. Thanks for stopping by.
Again, dating his videos. How you doing, bud?
Hey, there's the air mattress.
Yep, still got the little table and the air mattress out.
I feel good. I enjoyed that whole business with those new atheists. That was fun.
Really?
And
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine it was fun for you. It was you versus everyone.
Yeah, and I love that he tries to pretend like we're the ones that are instigating this at this point. He just won't stop.
Yeah, no, and he was also trying to act like it was all our fans. Like, no, like we were talking to him on Twitter, and then the flying monkeys got a hold of him, and we were completely out of control at that point. Like we couldn't call them off or anything. Not that I would want to, but really, it wasn't just our subs. He went on to say stuff to me in the comments like, "I would never let my subs behave like that."
Well, luckily, I
You guys
don't own
are
these people.
You subs out there, just animals. Tore this guy apart.
Luckily, I don't own anybody. So.
You're a slave owner though. You're white.
Oh yeah, Taz. We genuinely upset him. Clearly, he's clearly
We
like
triggered him. He
full
made
out
3
triggered.
videos
Dude.
about us.
I went to their page and I was really surprised to see them showing the video, but just the image of it, not the audio, maybe a snippet of the audio, and saying, "See, the audio is so bad, we can't let anybody see the whole thing." And their followers or
dipshit.
subscribers or friends were just eating that shit up. I mean, they
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I just showed an image of it. In that update video, I very clearly played fucked up audio. Moron.
Yeah, but you didn't play the whole thing, so clearly there's plenty of.
That's the point. I'm not gonna upload the whole thing.
Yeah, there's clearly plenty of audio in there that was fine.
Oh yeah, just fine and dandy.
really believed that nonsense, which I found to be hilarious.
Dude, he's acting like you're like a mastermind.
Oh yeah, like I just
Like,
have
no,
my
in all
pulling
seriousness, I'm not even trying-
manipulating our subscribers. Oh yes,
Yeah,
They'll
like, I'm not-
believe that
I'm
the
not trying-
audio's fucked up.
I'm not trying
and
to be
that
mean, but
we
dude,
actually didn't do well. We did well in the debate, even though we were squashed by N8gllenn.
yeah, like I'm not trying to be mean, but dude, you're one of the most guileless people I've met. The audio's blown. I mean, it's just there's no other reason that we wouldn't post it. Like seriously.
Ugh.
And I mean, I don't get it. How can anybody be that naive? Okay.
Seriously, this is how conspiratorial he is. He thinks Reese and I intentionally screwed up a small segment of the audio so as to not release this. He believes this, dude.
This is just a testament to how gullible people are. Okay, Nate, it's my fault. I take full responsibility. I'm not perfect here. I fucked up the recording. That's my bad. I put a video out showing how fucked up it was, and how it would not be a pleasant viewing experience to anyone, and it was pointless to release to people. There's no point in showing a debate to people where they can't understand the debate.
Seriously.
Oh, what a crazy.
Yeah, we won the debate, but I just don't want to subject you to this horrible audio. I mean, come on. You know. I mean, sure, the guy that we made the video with wants the video, and we won't give it to him, but trust us, guys. We won.
No, why would I give it to you?
Yeah,
Why?
no, I don't care one way or the other, honestly. Like, even if you release it and you give your own blow by blow, like 17 people are gonna see it. What do I care?
Mean, if you wanted it so bad, why didn't you record as well?
Because his computer can't handle showing video connecting to the internet and screen capping at the same time.
Fair enough.
That's the party line, I guess. But the part that kind of caught my interest was somebody was saying that 80% of Muslims are bad people. And so how could I defend them?
Again, just someone.
Not us.
Not
But he's
us.
going
Not
to
either
attribute
one
it
of
to us
us.
because it's probably one of our fans.
Yeah, not either one of us. Not either one of us.
None of us have said a number like that. I don't know the exact number.
I would never quote a number. I might quote a number on a specific thing I'd found, but I'd have a citation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you notice they're always saying, well, it's not all Muslims. It's just most Muslims. And if you say, well, you're talking about most Muslims, that's still pretty bad. They say, are you crazy? We're just talking about the majority of Muslims.
Hey, Nate, I agree. I agree that it's bad. But the thing I do is I don't blame the messenger for that fact. I blame the Muslims who have backward beliefs. That's how this works. And because you can't handle that idea. Because, oh no, that's bigoted. You're generalizing, you're stereotyping. Oh, but the person who said it is white. I can attack them. That's easy. No problem there.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was yes. When he asked us the question, do you think the majority of Muslims have bad ideas? The answer is yes. Again, starting with, you believe in Allah. There you go. First bad idea.
100% of Muslims believe in bad ideas.
Yeah, and the first two are pretty bad, which is, you believe in Allah and you believe that his messenger was Muhammad and that's the only messenger and you should follow his lead. Those are bad things.
Ugh.
Then they say, well, it's just 80% Muslims, so it's practically all of them. You see how that works? They're just edging up as close as they can to all without exposing their asses. So they can still make people.
He talks like my grandmother.
Exactly.
That's literally what my grandmother says.
Very beta, very, very soft-spoken and sad. But I like that. It's another conspiracy. Oh, they're saying 80% now, but wait till they start saying 100%.
Well, luckily we already did, so.
I have. How about this, Nate? If you want some more triggering material, 100% of Muslims are wrong. 100% of Muslims hold some form of belief that I find immoral. Find me one. Find me one. Like, the closest you're gonna get is Majid Nawaz, and even he still believes that Allah is the perfect God.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah, that is an issue with me.
People hate Muslims and get away with it because they're just saying, oh, it's not all. It's just a majority. And then when you turn your back, oh, it's most of them. And then if you don't catch it.
No, we said that to your face. We said that directly to you. Are you misremembering?
You know what he's acting like now? He's acting like, well, if you turn your backs on them, they're gonna try to do this sneaky. They're gonna work up to 100%. Like, no, we said this to you, and you were allowed to respond.
And you sputtered because you hated hearing it.
It was triggering.
And there, oh, it's 80% of them. It's whatever they can get away with, okay? But let's think about this for a second. Let's think about what they're talking about exactly. Now, they're talking about they went to Afghanistan and they got out their little clipboards and said, do you think Sharia law is a good idea? And 80% of the people there said yes.
You know they have capture rates for these polls, right? Literally
doesn't know that.
under each of the polls that were taken, they have the capture rate. Ironically, when the capture rate goes down, the results get better. Almost like when
I'm
you
sure-
can't talk to the tribal people, you don't get all the bad results.
Maybe in our next poll, we'll just leave them out completely, and then Muslims will look amazing.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is just the guilty verdict on all Muslims. No, not all, just most.
Not
Okay.
all. Those who answered in the poll, and those who answered on specific issues.
And I should be concerned about this, should I not?
Okay, this is complete bullshit, and you've been over this in great detail. But what he's going to go on, two things he's about to do, just painful white guilt, like to a level that we have never seen before. And also, he's going to act like this Sharia law that is included in these polls is just a blanket statement that these people associate with their religions. Like, no, this has been broken down to specific issues and certain crimes that will be punished by Sharia law. This isn't just them going up and saying, do you like Sharia law? Do you like Islamic law? And they happen to be Muslim and say, yes, we do. Death for apostasy, 90% in Egypt from the last poll I looked at.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to sit here and tell me that is not concerning.
Not at
Get
all.
fucked.
Not at all.
That's the guilty verdict. Okay, so, but no, let's think about this some more. Afghanistan is a tribal society, a traditional tribal society
Because of Islam.
that,
It also used to be a Buddhist society. It's not anymore.
Yes.
I wonder what happened.
Until Islam took over.
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
is very much cut off from the outside world.
Oh, he doesn't have a puckered butthole, Logic Hammer. He's got hemorrhoids. No question. No question. He's sitting on a donut right
Oh
now.
my god. Fucking screen cap.
He's sitting on a donut right now.
Now, think about
His
this.
eyes aren't even symmetrical.
Nope.
Before the United States invaded Afghanistan, most Afghanis or Afghans didn't realize the United States existed. They'd never heard of the United States. Most of them.
Look at that little slip right there. It's a bring up fuck America. So basically, Afghanistan's first exposure to America were these marauding, vicious conquerors from foreign lands.
Ironically, he's the same type of person that would say the same thing in reverse about Americans in the negative. As in,
what do you mean?
most Americans before we invaded Afghanistan had never heard of it. This is another fact.
You could probably back that up, honestly.
No,
but
I mean, not only, I can guarantee most Americans polled right now couldn't point to Afghanistan on a map.
Sure.
These people don't know anything either. So what's your point? Yes, most laymen are retarded. And?
Yeah, I mean, these are countries that are oceans apart. What do you want?
Seriously.
They didn't know we existed until we showed up with our army. Okay. Now these are people who live.
Okay, no, we're
Very-
not letting that fucking slide. We showed up with our army to fucking kill the Taliban.
Yeah, they're pretending like the Taliban don't exist. That's the whole point of this.
We showed up to protect these people, dipshit.
And we did in several instances because they were bombing people. They were already bombing Muslims, but they ignore the fact that we come in and do help large populations of Muslims and give
It
them
doesn't
aid.
matter. No matter, you know, America should just stop trying altogether. Fuck America. They can't do anything right. You
Holy
you don't
fuck.
help civilians, or you do help civilians. You're the
Another
bad guy.
20-minute video from you, huh?
Yeah, he just rambles on for fucking
Holy
ever.
fuck.
Self-sufficient, you know. They farm, they grow their own food, they tend sheep.
Do we want to talk about the other major industries in Afghanistan? Do we want to talk about the major industries in Afghanistan, specifically that trade of hashish and opium? Specifically into Russia, which has been flooded with opium in the last decade?
That never happened.
No,
They're good
no,
Muslims.
no.
Or goats. They get just about everything they need from the sweat of their brow. And they produce...
Holy shit, he literally is doing the noble savage thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks these guys are
definitely is.
happy. These people starve to death, like, on a regular. These guys fucking die of, like, not having water on a regular basis.
That doesn't change the morality of what they do or believe, though. Like that's how you can tell if someone truly believes in the liberal values that they purport to believe in, or not. Because given the economic situations, he's able to change this. Well, you know, they're poor or they're occupied.
They're
so
all
really,
good
I mean,
people.
suicide bombing makes sense.
They're
if you think
tribal. They're tribal. It's okay. They're the best types of people. We're the evil ones who formed cities and civilization. That was wrong. We should never have done that.
He was writing stuff in his fucking description even about that, like, oh, look how noble we are, in a sarcastic way. Like, the Afghanis, they don't even pollute. They don't even leave a mark on the earth. Look how wonderful they are.
Holy
it's like, whoa,
fuck.
dude. Like, this goes beyond what we've been talking about. This is first world guilt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is where it all started. This is literally, like I said, he simultaneously does this, and then he does the we must preserve these other cultures. It's like, you do realize that we did that as they died, right? We were actually trying to preserve their cultures because we knew they weren't going to survive contact. They never have.
It's just amazing. Like, that's the one thing that I really want him to be challenged on. Like, do you actually believe in what you're standing for? It doesn't matter that people are supposedly occupied or they're in a poor financial situation. We judge people on what they do and what they believe. End of story.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then again, this is a man that uses Noam Chomsky as his bludgeon. So.
Complete appeal to authority, and a shitty one at that.
No garbage or waste to speak of.
Oh,
They
here he
burn
goes.
no fossil fuels.
Awesome. Here we go.
They live off the land. And they don't care anything about the outside world. All they're interested in is, I'm going to work, I'm going to produce, I'm going to provide for my family. We're going to live according to what we were taught and worship God and be good people.
Which
Then
is
we die.
immoral.
Wow. This is honestly, he just views this as this is the, then why are you here? Go live like that. If that's your ideal way to live, why are you here?
Yeah, that sounds
your
a hell of a lot better than sleeping on the air mattress.
With your what is that, fucking Sonics, with your big ass Sonics cup in the background and your fucking big screen TV
On a
and your
steamy
air
tray.
mattress? Go back there.
Yeah, no Sonic in Afghanistan for you, buddy.
Go live there and farm opium with them.
Holy shit.
You
Yeah.
silly bastard.
Something he said later on, which is just fucking ridiculous, is he talked about how
Everybody,
there's
it's
a
Wednesday,
wait,
June
jihad.
8th, 2016. Thanks for
Oh, you
stopping
want to
by.
get to that part?
Where is it?
I think it was pretty close to where we were.
Pod. Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Let me get back to my crops. Okay, but okay, what about jihad? Well, I don't know. The greater jihad is fighting evil in your own heart. The lesser jihad is defending.
He thinks the tribal people know this.
Yeah, no, not at all. They're not religious scholars. He's acting like these people, like, oh, just let me get back to my crops. I have no opinion on jihad. It's not a fundamental part of my life.
Seriously.
Let me get back to protecting and providing for my family, my daughters, who I surely don't force to cover up, and my wife, who I don't beat, and my son, who I am not training to be just like me.
Yeah, exactly.
What a nut job.
You've been on the road. Come into my house. Here's some bread that I grew and produced and baked. No, Islamic culture is famous for being the most hospitable culture on earth. Look at
Oh my god, it's fucking Arab culture, dude. Technically, it's Persian culture.
Tell that to apostates, freethinkers, gays,
Yeah,
women.
even if he's got something else to say, I can't take it.
Yeah, no, wow. Fuck that. That is awful. That is something else.
Yeah, that was cringy.
Okay. I guess we'll move on to something else. Oh god, the pain just keeps going. Attacking police, now a hate crime. The Young Turks.
Louisiana is about to make attacking police officers or other emergency personnel a hate crime under a piece of legislation that they're calling the Blue Lives Matter bill.
Oh, fantastic. This is gonna set a lot of people off.
You know, when I look at his Twitter handle, it almost says jihad. It's getting there. Maybe it's a secret message.
Seriously.
So you get where they're coming from with that. The bill has passed both chambers of the Louisiana legislature and heads to Governor John Bel Edwards' desk now. Edwards intends to sign the bill soon. Now, previously, hate crimes are designed to protect people's most precious identity categories like race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, disability, ethnicity, and gender identity. Proving the bias intent is very different for those categories than it is for the bias intent of a crime against a law enforcement officer. But that sort of analysis...
Oh, it's the Anti-Defamation League. Fuck.
Completely unbiased in any way. Yeah, so this is... I can't believe they're like just coming out with it at this point. Just like basically fuck police officers, fuck them if they want some extra legal protection. You know, Blue Lives Matter, that's silly. Black Lives Matter, that makes sense. Okay, Young Turks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think hate crimes are tossed around quite a bit, but they're actually incredibly difficult to prove no matter what.
Of course.
You actually have to prove that the point of the attack was that the person held that identity. And frankly, if you haven't been paying attention, off-duty cops have been getting attacked just for the sake of being cops. So it's understandable that a certain percentage of them would lobby for a bill like this.
Sure. I mean, but to me, that's a completely separate conversation.
Exactly. But regardless of whether I agree or disagree, it's understandable why, in this current climate, this would occur.
Yeah, the effectiveness of proving a hate crime aside, police officers are attacked, and for being cops or being ex-cops or being off-duty cops, and that is something that I would imagine police officers would want to address. But, yeah. I mean, we have these people on the show who have no fucking idea what they're talking about to lecture police on how they should feel and what they should prioritize.
Well, of course.
Ugh.
These guys always backseat police. It's amazing.
I mean, you would think that Jank would be like head detective.
He'd have to be by now. He had to have retired from a police force, right?
Oh yeah, he's clearly a
veteran.
He had
25 years on the force.
He's a genius.
They care about establishing that there was a special sort of targeting of the police, which is not impossible, by the way. It happens. It happens in America, and it happens abroad at various points. This is designed to simply show the cops are under attack. There is a war on cops, which I already disproved in a recent final judgment, and it's a way of showing...
I love how they say it like that. Like, I don't even explain myself like that if I choose not to, reference something I've already covered. I'll say I already talked about this, or I already discussed this, or I don't say I already disproved this in my final judgment.
Yeah, you know what? We call it final judgment because that's it. Period. Not talking about this again, guys.
Seriously.
Wow. Yeah, they're really snobby and pretentious.
Oh, and for you
Sickening.
guys arguing in the chat over guns, the fact of the matter is a Glock 40 is over all those, because you can stack about 16 or 14 in that clip, and a 40 is just as good as a 45. But I agree, 9mm are for children.
Showing solidarity with them, and also giving the middle finger to people who they believe the police have discriminated against their community. We know that this was going on. I believe it was in Louisiana, possibly Alabama, that we showed that there had been that.
No, I'm not letting that slide. So wait, a bill to protect police officers from hate crimes gives the middle finger to communities that have supposedly been victimized by the police. I like how he almost distanced himself from that. He was like, well, you know, they believe this. Like, no, John, you fucking believe this. This is your entire agenda. Don't pussy out now, bitch boy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, what
Look
the
at
fuck
that
does
face.
that even mean?
What a fantastic face.
Oh, screen cap that. Caption that. You'll get some gold.
Decades long, in one of the police departments, he was like telling them that they should be looking for black people, that they should be looking for them and stereotyping them for certain crimes.
How about after Hurricane Katrina in Louisiana, when they set up the cops to shoot black people trying to cross the bridge to get to safety?
Yeah.
But no, blue lives matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a fucking conspiracy theory.
Yeah, by the way, that's not a real thing.
I've heard them talk about it on the show before, and I like that. Like, they'll talk about something for so long, they just build it up in their minds as true. It's amazing. The Young Turks almost has its own bullshit mythos at this point of this completely fabricated view of news events and history. How scary would it be to read a history book written by Cenk Uygur?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is too funny. He's literally promoting an insane conspiracy theory that is just over the top.
During Hurricane Katrina, cops
just
shot
gunned down black people
who were
just,
trying to escape. Okay.
Just gunned them down. Like, you ain't getting out this city alive, boy.
Bunch of animals. Only humans survive.
Yeah, that's how that worked.
Oh my god.
Should be shot on a bridge when they're trying to get themselves and their families to safety, but blue lives matter. So, look, this is a classic dirty trick in politics. So, right wing does this all the time. They go, okay, you shouldn't burn the American flag. Now, they know that it's your constitutional right to express yourself that way, but they're trying to get you to defend burning the flag so they can go, see, I'm for the American flag, and that some bitch over there wants to burn it. No, nobody wants to burn it, but we're talking about, like, for example, super offensive speech, racist speech. Nobody's in favor of that, right? But you do have a constitutional right to do that.
Yeah.
So it's a trick. So in this case, they go, blue lives matter. What is it? It's, even though we've got police abuse throughout the country that we've detailed and that's constantly in the news, instead of worrying about the actual problem.
What is he even on about at this point?
That
I mean, he
analogy
just
that
pieced
like,
together this quilt of bullshit and then just says fuck cops. I don't even understand this.
Yeah, the analogy he just gave about burning the American flag, which I don't even disagree with. Yeah, like people who are super offended by that should understand that that does fall under free speech. But at the same time, yes, you can be offended by that. I might even be offended by that.
Well, it's like saying, okay, if I say that to not sound like a racist, you shouldn't say hate speech, and someone says things that you deem hate speech or, you know, offensive, super offensive speech, like, you know, racist stuff. If that happens, you're allowed to be offended, right? So if a veteran sees someone burning a flag, he's allowed to be offended, right?
Yeah, it works both ways. Like, I don't know, like, I don't agree with the people that he was arguing against, but I don't agree with him. You have to be willing to take it and give it. If someone's offending you, so be it. You can offend other people and people can be offended. The whole point of offending people is for them to be offended.
Yeah, and I said, yeah, I understand what you're saying here, but what you're saying here is that the people who say, I'm offended at you burning the flag, aren't allowed to be offended. That's what you're saying.
And to wrap that up into what he's talking about police officers, he's basically saying that if you don't agree with the moniker Blue Lives Matter, then you hate cops. No, like I don't even, you can have your legal disagreements with whether police officers should be protected from hate crimes, whether that's effective or not. The point that we're making and people constantly make against you is you have an anti-police officer agenda. You very clearly hate police officers. Almost every story is about fuck police officers. It's not because you're not on board with this, it's because of everything else.
Yeah, it's because you have a known bias, man.
Ugh.
Which is the police abusing minorities throughout the country and specifically in Louisiana. They're going to turn it around and say,
You know what's so funny about that? The last 3 cases that came out of Louisiana were black cops, because guess what? In a majority black area like Louisiana, the cops are going to be majority black. That's just how that works.
Well, yeah, but you see, Hagbard, they're biased. I mean, they're pretty much Uncle Toms. They're still being, paid to discriminate against the black community.
Yeah, I love that argument.
Ugh.
No, we should give the cops even more protection, right? And give them...
It's not going to apply in cases where fucking like a guy struggles against arrest and accidentally punches or intentionally punches a cop. That's already got a charge. It's assaulting a police officer, and trust me, they don't need to stack charges on that one. You get plenty of time for that. That's a pretty serious charge. It is. Assault and battery on a police officer is pretty serious.
Police officers aren't going to take advantage of this. This is just in cases of hate crimes. Like, this is in like clear-cut cases where the police officer is the victim.
Yeah, and it also covers the other acts that are usually covered by hate crimes. If you walk into a cop's neighborhood, you know where he lives, and you fucking spray paint all over his house, that's a hate crime, the same as walking up to a Jewish person's house and doing it, or walking up to a black person's house and burning a cross. You didn't do anything, you didn't hurt anybody, but it's still considered a hate crime. That's how these things work. I mean, it's just, if it's gonna apply it, you gotta apply it equally.
Mm-hmm.
Even more power, but if you attack them, they go, you see that? These guys are against the cops.
Yeah.
Right? And it's such an easy
dirty.
thing. I mean, how is the governor going to veto this?
No, he doesn't want to.
It'll be the easiest attack ad in political history. He wanted the cops to get shot. He didn't think it was a big deal for the cops to be attacked. That's why he vetoed legislation that would protect them.
And they're willing to use a hate crime bill when conservatives, not in every case, but generally, historically, hate these sorts of special protections for different groups. But now, all of a
That is not even true. That's why he had to hedge it.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. They direct all their I could get on board to a certain extent. There are people who are in support of this who have typically been against exemption like this, been against special privilege in quotes. But that doesn't speak to the bill itself and what it's trying to accomplish. It's complete character assassination and a straw man to build every single person. They're trying to paint every single person who's in support of this as someone who has been against stopping hate crimes against like LGBT or stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. No, they want to paint them as hypocrites. That's all they're trying to do.
And it's laughable. It doesn't work. It doesn't work on me, guys. And I want to agree with you. Like I do. I can see where you're coming from, but this is clumsy and sloppy and broken.
Yeah, but you're just wrong. I mean, I can't help you if you're just fucking wrong.
Yeah, no, not at all.
sudden, if it makes a good political statement for them, they're willing to use it.
So what happened to all that talk about, oh, hate crime bills are not the right way to go? Oh, it turns out you just didn't want to protect those people.
Yeah.
You didn't want to protect blacks, you didn't want to protect gays, etc. So when we talked about hate crimes bill in that regard, you were like, no! When it comes to cops who you do want to protect, absolutely. Hate crimes legislation is awesome.
I bet they don't even have any numbers on this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, this is what I like, because it's much like when Muslim apologists train themselves just to battle Christian apologists. The Young Turks have trained themselves rigidly to debunk right wing. But they can't handle people like us.
No, exclusively and extremely right wing.
Like, okay, Jank, I want to provide protection for those groups and police officers.
Yeah, if
in
you
theory,
if you
on
intentionally
paper.
go out of your way to attack a police officer simply because he's a police officer, and not because you're in the act of a crime or resisting arrest or one of the normal things we already have a crime for, sure. If other groups get the same protection, then the laws need to be applied to any populace that it can be.
It's laughable that they're even trying to paint people as hypocrites here.
Yeah.
Why aren't they
And
actually talking about the bill?
I mean, I do disagree with the concept of hate speech laws or anything like that. I think it's silly. However, laws exist already, and unfortunately, no one wants to discuss removing hate speech from the books. So then you've opened up the people who are defending this. He himself has already opened the books to this discussion by supporting the concept of hate speech laws. So then guess what? Everything else gets put up to the vote.
Oh yeah. They are, ironically, they're the hypocrites.
And it should be applied to my buddies, but not to the people I hate.
And
how's that for ironic?
Nobody wants to see the cops or any other EMTs attacked in any way, firemen. Look, I personally, I don't believe that it's a national crisis right now that people are going around attacking firemen.
Keck.
Wow.
You
that's
talk
a
about
Freudian
privilege.
slip.
No, you talk about privilege. Let me explain something to you. The area I used to live in, no more than 10 miles down the road, was a place where the cops would stop. The ambulances and fire trucks would stop until the police arrived to guide them into the neighborhood past this Circle K. Because
Holy
otherwise
shit.
they had bottles thrown at them or they were occasionally shot at. They have to wear vests that say EMT on them so they don't get attacked, because otherwise they're just a cracker in a uniform. So
Wow.
guess what? There is a crisis.
No, well, you see, John has spoken. He already did his final judgment. There's nothing left to say, Hagbart. He knows what he's talking about. He's been in the field.
Yeah, exactly. He knows exactly how these neighborhoods function. He knows exactly how Detroit looks, right?
What a schmuck.
Maybe it's happening and I don't know about it. But if you're gonna say that this needs to be dealt with, that people are attacking the police too much, even though I showed you on that final judgment that the numbers are down, 41 cops.
Yes, the numbers are down since we've urbanized. What's your point?
What the fuck that doesn't matter. That it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen enough. The
Oh,
numbers
it's interesting. So gun violence is down too, but you guys like to hype the gun stuff.
I don't care if this was happening 0 times. It's worth protecting police officers. What do you mean the numbers are down? Oh, it's the numbers aren't high enough for me to care. What an asshole.
Yeah, well, what were there? Less than 500 deaths from police shootings last year? What are we even having this
the
discussion
numbers are down,
for?
John. Who cares?
What are we having this discussion for?
Only a couple people died in terrorist attacks in West Europe. Who really cares? Not really a problem.
Cops died last year. If that is itself a tragedy, which any death is a tragedy, then the fact that cops just last year killed more than 100 unarmed black men specifically.
So that's 100. You're talking
Wow,
about
this
100.
sounds, not to completely downplay it, because that's unarmed.
No, do you want to
killing
talk
unarmed
about
people,
no?
terrible.
Do you want to talk about the number of cops versus the number of normal citizens in the world? Because
No,
they're
he doesn't.
definitely a minority. I mean, if you want to talk numbers, cops are
100.
certainly
Sorry, go on.
cops are certainly a minority.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100 unarmed black men being killed. It does not warrant a social movement about this. Like it just doesn't. It's such a ridiculous backlash that these people are having.
Yeah, well, they want to ignore that I'd gamble that the higher number is white guys shot, but they never deal with that.
That doesn't matter.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't.
it's pretty
just
much
white
just
guys.
taking them down from their place of privilege anyway.
Yeah, it's just a white guy.
That seems to be twice as big of a problem. Now, I'm sure that not all of them were 100% innocent, but they were killed despite the fact that they had no weapons. So why isn't that what you're writing the bills about, when we can break down specifically unarmed black men?
So listen, cops getting killed, of course, is a terrible thing. They've got.
Okay, I'm done.
Of course.
That was the last I could take. Literally, that was it. That was the final moment I had. Holy shit. That was full cringe, dude.
I've been meaning to do this, and I guess we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a little town in Minnesota.
Oh, I don't even know what this one's about.
This is a video that was made specifically towards me.
Oh yeah.
Hello, this is Sumph67. Apologies for the long pause, but I've been...
Oh, that's funny. I know this guy, like, personally. Like,
we're gonna be mean to him, Hagbar.
Yeah, I, like, know this guy personally.
We're gonna be so mean.
In a tumultuous period of job life, attempting to start another channel related to my actual identity, and streaming a bunch of other shit, and I've just been way behind on everything. Also, Overwatch is a pretty good game, so I mean, give me them bucks, please. Give me them bucks. Anyway, today I have something that I found interesting enough that I actually wanted to make a video on again. I had a discussion with Nightmare Fuel Podcast, which I will henceforth...
Can I assume that this was in a comments section or on Twitter?
Well, this started out, this led to private message, actually. Because he took issue with, I was posting screenshots of an argument I was having on the YouTube comments with some guy about Saudi Arabia and morality.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to get pretty bad, though.
Niff up. And while I believed and still believe that I have a knockdown argument against his position, the point is more that we got to the end of our discussion and I prodded a little further on his why, which allowed me to see where we actually differ. The discussion was essentially fruitless because our systems of morality are not aligned. While I see his as hypocritical and flawed, it brought the following example to mind, which I will discuss afterwards, allowing you to consider your own moral position on the matter before biases, one way or the other, come into play.
Oh my god. Fucking get to the point.
Yeah, he is a long-winded man.
This is painful. Oh.
Yeah, he is long-winded.
So, consider the following.
Then again, who am I to tell?
Following thought experiment. There exists a quaint little town in rural Minnesota. It has about 100 people, and they are heterosexual and of the same race. They never have and never will talk to a member of another race, nor will any of them consider or perform a homosexual act. Despite this, or because of this, they have a in-group preference that causes them to be consistently...
Let's already, oh my god. Let's shoot down some bullshit right away. It depends if, okay, they're one race. Now, if they are specifically choosing and going out of the way saying, I don't want to meet people of another race, that is racist and that is immoral. Now, because if you don't want to commit a homosexual act, that doesn't make you a homophobe as much as Tumblr would make you think. But it matters if you have a problem with people who do want to do that, or if you have a problem with people like that in general. So I already, that's just a bad example.
Yeah.
Racist and homophobic. Given that they never cause the suffering or even the disparagement of another person due to these feelings at any point during their lives, is there anything wrong with their racism or their homophobia? Now, before I
can... already.
What?
That sentence alone, this is just a complete regression of morality to me. When we have to sit here and question whether racism and homophobia are immoral, excuse me, they didn't cause anyone any harm. No one even heard it. No gay person heard a homophobic thing, so therefore it's okay to be homophobic and think homophobic thoughts.
Apparently.
That's like, I'm just shocked that we have to have this conversation. I guess our morality systems are operating on different planes, and this is a reason why I don't try to win over bigots. Like it's no use. You can't explain this to them.
So what's the premise here?
The premise is that we judge people based on their actions and not their beliefs.
Okay, but I mean, I don't understand what his point is here. I don't.
We'll give him some more.
Continue. I want you to consider this moral question. Have these people done something wrong? If you hate a theoretical person and never meet that person, and it causes no stress or anxiety because this meeting never occurs, is there something morally wrong here? Just a few more seconds for you to think before I reveal my thoughts on the matter.
Okay,
All right.
so I guess real quick, I guess I agree that it is not racist for there to be a community of one race, and it is also not homophobic for them to all be heterosexual. That's that's not even in dispute. That's a non-point.
Have your answer? So, I am of the opinion that these people have committed no moral wrong, because I am in agreement with Sam Harris's model of morality, that is, defined as the suffering of conscious beings. Now, if no suffering, even minor, ever occurs for these feelings, then there is no negative impact to holding them. It's actually objectively...
That's a brilliant cherry picking to me, because Sam Harris also talks about the importance of ideas. Like, we need to be able to we need to see where bad actions and bad sentiments and bad ideas stem from. It comes from people's beliefs. So whether, like, and we can also categorize this in levels of priority. So if someone committed a racist act, let's say a Dylan Roof is obviously worse than someone who just says racial slurs over the dinner table.
Yeah, well, beyond that, I mean, we haven't even established that these people are bigoted in any way.
Sure, but the example he's giving, I disagree that they're bigoted in any way, and that's why I think it's a bad example. I'm just giving an example of someone who is bigoted. But I am perfectly capable of criticizing that person's bigotry and recognizing that it's of a similar bigotry of someone like Dylan Roof, but it is lesser. It's still worthy of criticism.
Yeah, it's just a strange position for him to hold. I don't even understand his argument here.
I mean, like,
I understand what he's saying. That obviously,
the moral plane.
Let's say you're racist in theory, but you've never met someone of another race. Does that make you a bad person, or does that make you having had committed some giant moral wrong? Well, no, because you've never met even another person of the other race. It's an irrelevant concept. Although I've never met someone who's a bigot that's never met someone of the other race.
That's
honestly,
yeah, like how they even
know? I honestly haven't. People tend to become racist from bad exchanges with the other race. That's where that usually comes from. It doesn't usually come from just a void. In spite of this concept that people like to say that it's just passed down from child or from father to son, the father has to have an example to point to. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. You can't just say you dislike black people. The son goes, "What's a black person, Dad?" And you go, "Well, there's none around here, but you know when you see them, and you know that they're bad people." Like, well, how would eventually the kid, even just a normal kid, would start to question that, like any normal kid questions God. You just be like, "I don't fucking know about this, dude. You don't even have an example to give me. You're just talking about these, nefarious black people that are ruining our country, and they're not even around here." You know what I mean? Like in our neighborhood, shit. Like that kid's gonna be very confused.
Exactly. To give some further context as to where this stemmed from, I ended up arguing with a fan of n8glenn in the comments, and we were arguing about whether Saudi Arabia is moral or not. And an example I threw in was Saudi Arabia's homophobia. I think by itself, the anti-gay sentiment in Saudi Arabia makes them morally worse than us. And that is not connected to even the actions that Saudi Arabia takes against gay people. That's just another layer to add on to this. But the beliefs and ideas that Saudi Arabians hold about gay people are immoral and reprehensible on their own. And that makes it completely acceptable for us to say we have a better moral position than that country.
Mm.
And he disagreed with that.
Yeah, of course. Saudi Arabia is a very moral country.
Well, that's what the guy in the comment section was arguing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very moral place. Trust me.
Less morally implicative than disliking vegetables in this case, because that can actually cause you and the society harm. This, however, is already completely amoral. Let me describe your possible disagreements and his that I encountered. You might think, well, irrational hate. What are you going to do with that? Well, we can fix that. Let's say that their racism is based on crime statistics, and that they believe that the higher testosterone in black...
Here we go. This is this is where it completely flies off the handle.
Black people compared to whites drives this, and that it is an unfixable problem. They point out the IQ differences, and even the cultural differences that they don't appreciate.
Okay.
And
No, that is fucking disproven pseudoscience. That just because the black crime rate is high does not mean that black people are inherently criminal. That is racist.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I have to explain this. It is wrong to be racist.
Yeah.
Racism is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
Oh my god.
But again, it's the argument of irrelevancy. It's the same concept of if there's a tribal people that believe one thing and they believe it should spread across the world, but they are literally, 200 strong, are they a relevant thing to discuss on a moral hierarchy? It's a relevancy argument, and it's kind of an interesting one to pose, but I don't think it's accurate in this case. The concept
I think it's a shaky foundation to base your system of morality on. I don't know what he was quoting from Sam Harris there. I have to imagine, and I don't have to agree with Sam Harris on everything, but I imagine there was more to it than that, because Sam Harris has made it a very big deal of his job to explain the importance of bad ideas and how those bad ideas will lead to bad actions.
Yeah.
So it becomes it's just so wacky to me. This is a completely false extrapolation from those crime stats from the black community. To look at those and say black people are bad is immoral. I'm sorry.
Well,
it is.
and the other question is then let's say this person never meets another black person, but they know that black people exist in this state, and they know that the statistics in this state lay out, because you're a numbers guy. Let's say the statistics in this state are laid out that he knows that a large percentage of the black people in this state live below the poverty line. So he and many of the other people in this town, and many other people in towns like it, then vote to cut benefits packages.
Mm-hmm.
You see? There we go. Now we have a problem. Now we have an act of immorality that he never had to meet a black person to commit.
Absolutely. I see your point.
Just a thought experiment.
It's just better to have a pure little mountain town. This is rational. We can debate the factual accuracy, but it follows logic and thusly isn't irrational for them. Similarly, they look at homosexuality.
I like that. I like that little turn of language. It's not irrational to them.
Yeah.
Implying that rationality is subjective.
Yeah.
I don't care what's rational to a bunch of racist, backward hicks. Like, are these the people I'm supposed to take morality lessons from?
No, it's the shifting morality argument. It's the same concept of saying that the morality of people in Palestine is different because they're raised under a different system and under different beliefs, but they're no different. It's just a different set of morals.
Dog, look, they're occupied. Suicide bombing's okay. It's the only way they can fight back. I mean, Hagbard, what even really is morality? What's government? Why are humans living together?
Yeah, that's basically where this argument leads.
Why is racism bad, Hagbard?
We've led to a shifting morality, and it's
at this point you might as well just burn down society.
Yeah, non-universal morality is a bit of a problem.
Just burn it down. Fuck humanity. Nuke the planet. We failed.
And they are religious. To them it is an evil act. They look to the spread of disease and the lack of productivity and decree that only a loon or a possessed person would engage in a dangerous and unproductive act. Regardless of your feelings on this, it is rational. It's worse than thinking nothing, you might say. This wasn't brought up, but this can actually turn our utilitarian model into a net positive. That these people are more moral, for being homophobic and racist. Again, imagine that these people never see another race or encounter a queer individual, but they do actively laugh around the fire about the darkies with spears and crack jokes about someone being a faggot. They enjoy and laugh at the expense of literally no one who would ever know. This.
Okay, friend. Here we go. So,
what's the point of this discussion? Just simply because he never comes into contact, it's fine?
Because there's people around the campfire laughing at this and having a good old time, that means it's okay.
Well, no,
Even
he's just
though
saying
they
that
are-
they're doing all this, they're doing all that. What he's doing is he's painting a picture. He's putting the scene out of these people being like, you know, the classic 1950s era racist and 1950s era homophobic, where they're talking like, you know, how do you know if he's gay or not? Well, you can hear him whistle when the wind blows, like that kind of stuff. Old school jokes. He's trying to paint a picture and then saying that in spite of all that stuff that we would consider immoral, and they never get a chance to apply their immorality. So it's an irrelevant immorality, which on one hand is true and on the other hand is in itself an irrelevant argument. It's to say that it will never happen. It's to say that this intersection will never occur.
Yeah, and to me, that alone is irrelevant. Bad ideas, ideas can be immoral. It doesn't necessarily have to have a bigoted action attached to it. Like, where do you think this comes from? Do you think that these bigoted actions are just, nebulous, they form out of the void? No, they come from people having these as deeply held beliefs. And if we can't criticize those, if we can't actually come together as a society and say racism and homophobia are wrong, then what even is the point of condemning anything?
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's to say that it's non-universal because it's non-applicable. It's to say that okay, it's fine that people in some region of the world that will never meet a European hate all white people. Well, if all of a sudden some crisis goes down and then these people are shipped to Europe because of a refugee crisis, now it matters. But you could have never foreseen that occurring.
Yeah, no.
Has actually increased in-group cohesion. It has added enjoyment and stress relief.
So, okay, now we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
arguably, that's an argument for something like the Nazi movement. That absolutely.
I mean, look,
absolutely,
Hagmar,
that
if
absolutely
everyone's the same.
it increased cohesion. It increased in-group morality. It gave everybody a sense of joy, and they all had, in jokes, and there became a whole culture. So it's fine. It's good.
The well-oiled war machine. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I wanted to do gut feel the socialist in the White House. That's at the top.
I see.
Our good old friends at Fox.
Do they still use that music? Jesus.
Yeah, that music's old. This, to me, I found really funny, and not in a good way. They're going to attempt comedy in this clip.
Oh, you're kidding.
I am not kidding.
Bernie Sanders visited the president today.
Oh, this guy. I can't stand this fucking
dude. Isn't he
really
like one of the worst?
His voice alone makes me want to hang myself.
Ugh.
Great. A socialist was in the White House. Sanders, too. Yeah, you can see that.
Get it? You get the joke? Do you get it? Because they're implying Obama was a socialist. Do you get it?
Hey, guys,
do you get the joke? Do you get it? No.
Listen,
Jesus
young
Christ.
people. I was with some young people.
Bye,
Oh,
JP.
my God.
That joke coming like a frisbee over a salt flat. But you could also see Venezuela coming too, yet these fiscal flunkies didn't, preferring to put blindfolds on the present to prevent seeing the past, where socialism's brought more pain to earth than jaundice, jihadism, and Justin Bieber combined.
Who taught them this comedy styling? This is like ancient styling, like the alliteration there. Like, what the fuck is this?
Jaundice, jihad, and Justin Bieber.
And yes, Venezuela failed, but let's not blame it entirely on their system, okay? The concept isn't fucked up. All right,
we're not talking about the economic north after all.
No, I mean
Talking
they are
about Venezuela.
they are by far one of the most corrupt systems on the planet. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if the president and his entire cabinet take the fuck off. They just disappear one day into Cuba or some other region and take their millions with them. These guys have been scraping off the top of every industry in the country for like 20 years.
Oh yeah, no, it was socialism, and it was probably Marxism too, and Bernie Sanders, whatever.
Yeah.
No matter what you think about him.
Of course, mind you, the guys in Venezuela blame America, so...
Well, I mean, you can't blame yourself. That's not how this works.
Socialism caused Venezuela's hell? Of course. But Sanders or Obama couldn't connect two dots if you spotted them, the dots and a pencil. So how did it go with
comedy?
Bernie and
Wow.
Barack?
Like, listen to this. This is like the most unassertive person I've ever listened to.
Comedy.
Beta. Gross.
At some point, they're going to have to bring back the... boy.
There's people around the table laughing at this.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yucking it up.
Bag lunch with a wet spot from the tuna fish? And afterwards, did he ask Ms. Jarrett to validate his parking? The president likely told Bernie, job well done. For he pulled Hillary so far left, she makes Sean Penn look like Sean Hannity. Meanwhile,
Holy fuck.
Hillary's negatives are so high that when you read them, your eyeballs get nosebleeds. She's got the...
What even is this?
She went so far left, she made their eyeballs
Did
get
fucking
nosebleeds.
Dennis Leary's Kmart version write your shit? What is this? What do you... this is... Someone scripted this. This isn't off the cuff. This isn't...
Oh my god. Fucking... Someone should get a caption for this too. Look at that face.
Holy fuck.
Look, like he's like, guys, I'm gonna tell a funny joke, guys. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna tell a funny...
The ratings are gonna go through the roof.
Appeal of chicken pox with the looming promise of shingles. If you ran an actual landslide against her, it would win in a landslide. She blames negative ads.
Oh my god. How much longer is this, Reese? How long is this?
You know what? Fuck it, we're done.
You.
That's
13
enough pain.
minutes.
It goes on
No.
for fucking 14 minutes.
We are very done. I have not
are
been
so
more
done.
done before in my life. Wow. Holy fuck. All right, moving right along. Let's shake it off, guys. Let's just...
Check it out. All right. There is someone we haven't covered in a while, and we're going to do white feminism and being accountable. Fistful of feminism.
I'm going to regret this.
I filmed this video a while ago, but I'm refilming it because I have more thoughts and more things to say and just more in general.
Please don't. Please don't. If you ever get the urge again to refilm a video, just stop. Reconsider everything.
Yeah, so what you're telling me is a 20-something-year-old bedroom feminist has more to say? Do go on.
Maybe you should unblock me on Twitter, Monica, so I can harass you.
Truly, I'm shocked. I am. I'm utterly shocked you could possibly have more that you want to spill from your gourd.
I'm amazed.
Hello everyone and welcome to Fistful of Feminism. My name is Monica and today I want to talk about white feminism and not being accountable. So on this channel you've probably heard me talk a lot about white feminism. The best...
Yes, you're obsessed with it because you desperately want to re-identify as Asian.
Yes, and you are very bothered by the fact that you are white passing.
Yes,
Sorry.
that really pisses her off.
Those are more hate facts.
That really, really pisses her off. She can't take it. It's the white passing thing. It's the fact that she has vaguely almond eyes. That's it. She could be like, Italian or slightly Persian for all we know. We have no idea.
I've dated Asian girls. Monica, I don't sense it.
I'm not feeling it. Sorry.
I'm not feeling it, dog.
way to describe white feminism is basically a branch or a brand of feminism that centers...
No. It's a label you invented. It's not a thing that people self-identified as. Not one person has ever said, I'm a white feminist. It's just not a thing. It's a slanderous term you've invented. Don't try that.
Find me one dictionary with white feminism in it.
Fucking twat.
Or black womanism.
Yeah, well, no, that's in there. That's the scary part.
Oh my god. Kill me now.
Womanism's in there.
primarily around the struggles, realities, and lived experiences of only white women. To push that even further,
No one has ever done that. Ever. They've spoken as women on a whole, but they've never spoken, so white women. It wasn't until intersectional feminism that people said white women do, and then broke down the races. That was, you guys started that. Again,
you know
started, you create a problem, and then you point to the problem and say, I have the solution.
They root this problem in a grain of salt, a grain of truth, which is the first wave of feminism was focused primarily on white American women. But that doesn't speak to any of the movements that came after it. And this intersectional stuff is pretty recent. So yeah, they are bringing up a long dead problem that had already been solved and acting like it's the 1920s again, or the 1910s.
Yeah, there you go. Our pause has made you look Asian. Congratulations.
Holy shit.
You're finally in.
White feminism really doesn't take into account a lot of...
She even overdoes the corners of her eye makeup to over-accentuate the curve of her eyes. Look at that shit.
Yeah, she does.
Trying so hard. Poor dear.
Different things. So it's usually...
She's one of those people that, like, I hate some of the people we cover. I can't bring myself to hate this girl. I feel so bad for her.
Oh, I don't hate her. This is just slap fighting.
Yeah, oh my god. You can just tell that over the last couple months, she has just aged and been made weary by all of this. No wonder she blocked me.
Yeah, you weren't prepared for this.
Preoccupied with white Western women, doesn't take into account race, ability, class, so many different things. Basically, white feminism is the worst. And you may be...
Oh, flash those faster, please. I'm not going back and pausing for those guys. Sorry. Jesus Christ, woman.
No. It's basically... So basically, they're showing Taylor Swift because, the feminist movement... They uphold her for some reason because she's a woman who is popular and is successful. I mean, that's not because she's white, though.
Listen, you have to understand. The feminists have reached a point. You have two. This is where the schism, the Great Divide, is going to come, where one pope will be Taylor Swift, and the other pope will be Beyonce. And this will be the black feminism, white feminism schism. This is what's occurring, don't you know?
Oh yeah, no black woman has ever been successful in America. They're going to... It's just a completely unrealistic expectation for these feminists who see other feminists upholding women who are successful and happen to be white. They're not successful because of their whiteness and say, oh, you're being racist, you're not being inclusive enough. How dare you uphold a white person?
Yeah.
Wow. That is the level we've reached, everyone.
Yeah, Beyonce has to be your Lord and Savior or else you're racist. Don't you understand?
That's not racist. Picking a pope based on her skin color, that's fine. As long as it's the right skin color.
Yeah.
Familiar with some of the earliest waves of white feminism, which most people will recognize in movies like Suffragette. In lots of the feminist history that you might have been taught in schools, it focused primarily around white women. Feminism has to be...
Oh my god, that's based on, like, historical events that involved white women. What do you want? Do you want us to cast other races? Like,
no, they actually legitimately sometimes they want you to lie and put black people where white people would have been. But if you cast but if you cast white people or even just not brown enough people for people that are like Arab or Iraqi, which by the way has a very broad range of skin tones living in it. Yeah, that's fine. That's not acceptable. You can't have a white person there.
Wow, they're such hypocrites. Yeah. I would be fine if they had a more consistent stance, but holy shit, they don't.
Oh, that's a great slang. I don't even know if he meant it that way, but white honey is a great thing to call an Asian white mix. That's hilarious.
White honey.
Intersectional in order to be feminism really at all. Because the concerns of white women are not the concerns of many other different kinds of racialized identities. So in the context...
Not races of women. No, you have to now say racialized identities because race is made up. There is no such thing. We can't discuss it. It's people who have only been racialized.
You know, it's funny to me that there are a lot of women who appear to be of black skin who racially identify as black women.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm sensing a pattern here.
Shocking.
Context of North America, which is a heteropatriarchal capitalist society.
Monica. Oh my God. There's a 5-second clip to debunk all of this.
Ma'am, I was trying to smoke marijuana. You have ruined that.
Holy
for
shit,
me.
play that again.
That was my hash bowl, ma'am. You have nearly ruined it. You've nearly ruined that for me.
She's against marijuana now.
Other different kinds of racialized identities. So in the context of North America, which is a heteropatriarchal capitalist society.
Heteropatriarchal capitalist society.
The three
fucking drink.
evils.
Holy shit.
Dun dun dun.
White feminism actually is very important to talk about. Could go on and on about the actual roots of white feminism and the history and the politics that goes with white feminism, but that's not exactly what I want to talk about today.
Because you can't. You've just had these things injected into your brain, this little meme injected into your head, and you just can't shake it.
Can't shake it off like Taylor Swift. Yeah, I like that. Like, I love these people who are like, you know, I don't have time. I'd get into more detail, but you know, I think I've proven my point, or I don't have time. This is a short video, just running through everything. Like, you could make a longer video, perhaps. Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear the evidence.
Jesus.
What I want to talk about is feminists that I see in my life that are not being accountable for their white feminism. So the thing with intersectional feminism is,
So they're not constantly talking about race.
That's very problematic, Hagbard.
That's what you mean when you say that. You mean they're not
you need
constantly
to
talking
be,
about race.
Race needs to be on the tip of your tongue and mind at all times. Otherwise, you are the racist. Work that out.
Yes, a homo-matriarchal communist society is in her future.
It could be worse, I guess.
is that we're always learning. We're always learning new ways that we can become better with our feminism, how our feminism can be more intersectional, listening to marginalized voices so that our feminism does not become the oppression that we're seeking to dismantle.
That's where it dips into this like new age bullshit.
And they get no irony with that. She just said, let's not turn our feminism into the oppression we seek to dismantle, while turning her feminism into the oppression that she seeks to dismantle.
Oh my god. Let's play that part again.
Completely unself-aware. I mean, she doesn't seem to understand she's literally doing that.
Does not become the oppression that we're seeking to dismantle. And this is actually...
That's what... You are literally doing that.
You have invented your oppression. And the thing is, it's such a joke that they're acting like they're fighting against it. You revel in being oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
You revel in being able to, shove all your problems off somewhere else, onto somebody else, preferably. Yeah, I'm not responsible for anything. It's the hetero patriarchal capitalist.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you need to be oppressed. If you're not, then the reason why you're not successful is just you. You'd have to actually internalize that, like the rest of us.
Some of us have to take responsibility for our actions.
Yeah, only cis white males, though.
Which can be bad.
Only cis white males, though.
Oh, clearly.
Only cis white males are required to be responsible, because that's not the definition of patriarchy.
Really, really important, because our feminism can be oppressive if we're not being intersectional and not checking our privilege all the time. Basically...
Of course, doing that isn't oppressive.
I can't believe we've reached a point where a feminist is saying our feminism can be oppressive. Our feminism has gotten out of hand. It's like, you're so close. Your feminism has gotten out of hand. These other people, like, look, don't get me wrong. I don't like these people who get called white feminists. They're wrong. But at least they don't have race on their mind 24/7. I can agree with them on that. Oh. She's so close to seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
It really would just take a little push to be like, holy shit, I was talking about myself the whole time.
It's insane.
We've all been sponges in this terrible heteropatriarchal society. So we've taken in all of these lessons that they've taught us, and we've internalized it.
Yeah, lessons like you gotta like work hard and shit.
We were taking in lessons from them. Who's them? The Illuminati? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The heteronormative patriarchal white male.
It's such a conspiracy theory. Like, they pretty much plugged our brains in like the Matrix and taught us oppression.
Yeah, I think we're done with her.
Oh my god.
Goodbye, Monica.
She's getting worse and worse. Holy shit, dude. We'll probably... I think we have time for maybe one more.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to... Oh my god. We're gonna do R and Raw. It's so worth it.
Alright.
Now, if you thought our audio was bad,
Jesus.
this is a show... This is a channel with like 12,000 subscribers, and their audio is terrible.
Alright.
And they got R and Raw on.
Let's all just prepare ourselves.
Everyone knows what we're about to play.
But I will still be listening.
Now, while we were working that out, somebody else named Keblee also made a comment about me using the dictionary definition, which, by the way, is the one and only definition.
Oh, that didn't sound like something I would have heard from an Islamic apologist at all.
Yeah, that's something that I never wanted to hear from atheists and supposed skeptic Aaron Ra. You know what? Looking at the context, they should have added fucking Thunderfoot to this call.
Seriously.
Of feminism.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily what feminists do.
Still used by feminist organizations. And I in a couple months ago, I attended a feminist convention. Just out of curiosity, I attended a feminist convention wherein they all use that same definition, and it's the only one that they are aware of.
Oh my god. Okay, but what did they actually do?
Yeah, that's what another guy here is about to bring up. It's like, it only really matters what people call themselves. It doesn't matter their actions or beliefs in any way. It's just the label that they choose. Like, I choose the label of Good Samaritan, even though I did some fucked up shit. I mean, I couldn't have. I'm a good Samaritan.
If you look like a weirdo and say something with firm and clear diction, it is true.
Oh my god. He looks like fucking cracked out right now.
But that's not what they do in practice. That's not what they do.
But that is exactly what they do in practice, as I just explained. I went to a convention of feminists where, just out of curiosity, just to make sure that they are using the same one and only definition. And in fact...
But it's just the definition. It's not... He keeps going back to that and not describing the behavior at all.
Yeah. No, look, Hagbart, he already proved it. He already proved his point. He didn't need to. Are you daring to question the prophet?
Apparently the prophet Merriam-Webster? I mean, it's the dictionary. What are you even talking about? They just added words like fucking sexting to the dictionary. What's your point?
Look, they're using the same definition. They think feminism is equality. I think it's equality. That automatically means that anyone who identifies as a feminist can never do anything wrong, as long as they're doing it in the name of feminism, like they're fucking religious.
Allahu Akbar.
It's like their jihad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Fighting the greater evil within yourself. Eat your heart out, n8glenn.
Awesome.
Well, they may be using that definition, but what they get up to does not reflect the just seeking equality. There's a lot more going on.
Impossible.
I was there with a couple of hundred different people who identify as feminists, and that is exactly what they did do.
I have a problem with that as well. Oh my god, they're calling a fucking brony. We'll get into that later.
Why?
We're probably not even going to get through much of this, but I have a problem with him using the term identify as. Like, wait, are they feminists or not? Like, I just hate that this gets thrown around all the time. It's such a meaningless extra word to add to a sentence. Either you're a feminist or not. You don't get to just be like, I identify as one. What does that even mean?
It's part of my identity now.
Oh yeah.
I am feminism. I have become feminism.
Yeah, anytime someone says, you know what, this is just part of my identity, run.
Yeah,
quickly.
basically. As soon as I hear that word nowadays, I cringe.
Yeah, I remember Armored Skeptic saying when he was involved with Atheism Plus, he had to hide that he was a white male because if they found out, they would
I have no
immediately
idea about
put his
Feminism
opinion down.
Atheism Plus because I was never part of Atheism Plus, despite many.
I denounce and I reject the existence of Atheism Plus. They are not part of me.
Oh God, you know what? Someone who has time and is good about this should take this clip of R and Raw on the Magic Sandwich Show or whatever the fuck it's called, and like put it against some like religious zealots denouncing some horrible shit that happened in the past. Like, oh, you know, that wasn't true Islam. You know, the invasion of Spain, that was not true Islam. That was a rogue element.
Yeah, of course. That wasn't exactly what they were told to do by Muhammad before he died.
I don't know how true this claim from Aaron Ra is, his involvement in Atheism Plus, but of course he would denounce any involvement now.
Yeah,
it
it's
went
not.
down the shitter.
It's not true.
Yeah, so how much do you know about that? Like how heavily involved was he?
People are fairly certain he had accounts on the website well after Atheism Plus got started.
Yeah, like of course you would bail ship now, but during its heyday, when it's looking good, hey, Atheism Plus, everyone.
Yeah, he's literally.
You are leading the charge for Humanism Plus,
yes.
And you are one of the most prominent figures at the Regressive rally.
Luckily, no one went to it. Yeah, luckily no one went to it, so you didn't have a whole lot of effect.
That's good. Yeah, no, you'll have an easier time denying it in the future when that falls under as well.
It is statistically likely that your average Sargon video gets more views than Atheism Plus did this year. I mean, the Reason Rally got nobody to attend. That's depressing.
More fucking people watch Thunderfoot's Reason Rally videos than went to Reason Rally.
Yeah, seriously, think about that.
That's about all you need to say. I almost feel bad making fun of Aaron Ra at this point.
And yes, Wolverine, he's casting it off. You see how he's flicking his hand away as though he has the power to just castigate it from his existence? I am not part of Atheism Plus, and it was never part of my beliefs.
I never heard of this Atheism Plus, nor would I do business with it.
Yeah.
Allegations to the contrary. I have heard from other people that Atheism Plus was egregious to some degree, but I don't know because I was never involved. As I said, despite many allegations to the contrary.
Right, but that's just an example, is what I'm saying.
I mean, when you look at the
I'm
feminist
just irritated because I protested Atheism Plus right.
So this guy up top brings up Armored Skeptic's thoughts on Atheism Plus and that he couldn't say he was a white male or whatever, and Aaron Ra immediately gets defensive and is like, I was never a part of Atheism Plus. I like, dude, we didn't say you were.
Yeah.
We were just saying this is an example.
And
of
not
that.
even saying it's not true.
Like, holy shit. Like, you are involved. Like, that says it more than anything.
From the very beginning, and have been accused since the beginning of being part of their organization, and I never was, and I never endorsed it. And I actually argued against it on public record.
So you're saying, in your experience, Aaron, the only thing that these people in your conference, or what it was you were at, the only thing they were asking for was equality. There wasn't any other sort of social justice warrior agenda.
No, there is a gender equality issue, not just promoting women to the level of men, but also defending men to the same level so that they can achieve equality. As a matter of fact, I owe feminists for their support of in the 1980s, for example, here in Texas, it was impossible for a man to win a custody case for child custody unless he could prove that a woman was unfit. He had to have criminal allegations against a woman if he wanted to achieve equality, if he wanted to be able to.
Well, it's good to know that was happening in the 1980s. Extremely relevant, Aaron.
Yeah, well, not only that, but if you saw the people who were advocating for it and their reasonings for it, it wouldn't be what he's describing. It wasn't for men's rights. It wasn't to let men
Oh,
get their kids back.
Are you getting at it was to saddle men with children?
It was literally women are always given the children and it becomes their responsibility in a divorce, and that's not true freedom, and we deserve true freedom. So, yeah.
What great equality, Aaron.
Yeah.
So even if I were to grant you, which I don't now, that feminists in the 1980s did a lot to help on men's issues, that is not the narrative today.
And
there are
like I
men's
said,
issues.
and that wasn't the narrative then. That was not the narrative then.
Not even to sound like an extreme MRA, but it is ridiculous to the degree which we need to focus on women's issues, but fuck men, fuck men's issues. We don't need to talk about. Men can handle themselves, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. They have all the power after all.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
Yeah. Oh
now,
my god.
Now wait, we've been getting a request from Lord Belmont for some chick. I can't start Melro, or is it her?
Melro. We already did that one last time. Yeah.
Let's see if he says it. We'll give him a second because he's been saying it repeatedly.
Yeah, I don't see.
I will be patient for a moment.
Yeah, we have that video from her, but we don't have any of her other ones.
Oh, is that?
I didn't know.
Did he miss that one then?
Yeah, I think he was here. Were you here last time, Lord Belmont?
Fucking lag.
All right. Well, let's see. We could maybe do one more short one, I guess, because that was just depressing. Then again, they're all depressing. All right. Yeah. No. The woman he's thinking about. The video we already played her video last time.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's fine. You know what we could do? We could do the Milo protesters.
Which is.
It's on the top.
There.
Our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends.
Oh God, these. Oh God.
Are our enemies.
Race.
Everybody is here. Let's remember that the supporters inside are not satirical characters as much as we'd like them to be.
Holy shit. Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you're at least starting
if there's
off.
someone like this leading your rally, just be extremely afraid.
Well, she's at least being honest and starting off with the fact that these people consider the people inside subhuman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Remember, these people are human too. Holy fuck. All right. You have to tell your followers that.
Them. Don't attack them like we normally do. It amuses me so much that Milo, who is just the most ridiculous faggoty guy ever, inspires this much hatred in people.
It is hilarious. I bet she's a white hijabi who just put it on this year.
Because it's culturally hip, Hagbard.
Yep. It actually is. White girls are wearing them around here.
Despite this, we all need to be resonant. Stand up and speak up for what is righteous and just. And to be in a...
See, seriously, that is scary language. What's righteous and just. That's the kind of shit that gets people stomped to death in streets, love. Don't do that.
By what definition? By the definition of Islam, perhaps? I'm just taking a wild, shot in the dark.
Jesus.
Oh, but sorry, Hagbard, Islam has many schools of interpretation.
It's true.
It's not immoral.
State of unwavering constancy. The causes we care about go beyond what Milo thinks of being whiny. This is just a naughty...
Do you hear your voice?
Milo thinks we're whiny.
Guys, Milo thinks we're just being whiny.
I wonder why he thinks that. I can't put it together.
Elementary school tactic to create anger and distract us. It is okay to be angry. Do not be distracted. Be constant.
Woo!
Be deliberate. And be...
Tear it
It's okay
down.
to be angry. Because it's righteous anger, Hagbard. It's justified. It's vengeance.
Tear it down. Tear it down. Tear it down.
This is justice, Hagbard. They can be angry. Come on. They're oppressed.
Courageous. Woo! The thing about a professional troll is that they have mastered a state of constancy too. That is a constancy in pursuit of attention. And so yes.
Which you're giving him, dipshit.
Yeah, this isn't doing that at all.
Yeah. Okay, look, we're on the same page. Milo, complete troll. you know what? He's winning. Look at this.
Yeah, imagine that.
If there are people gathered to protest Milo, he has won. He's instantly won. It doesn't matter what he said.
Ta-da!
Milo could say anything, and he's already won because he proved his point.
Milo and his supporters may be getting what Milo's ego wants by all of us being here, and hell, he can have all of it. But while they sharpen their tongues, we sharpen our minds. Let us think deeply about the causes we care for, and if they are feeding our ego. Because if they are, it isn't helping us progress.
Yes, most of these people are white. What you're witnessing is a herd of cucks. This is what happens. They're herd animals. They can't function alone like normal, omnivoral predators. You see, they're cuck animals. I'd guarantee 95% of them are vegan or vegetarian too.
Holy shit!
That's what we're looking at.
They feel so bad. They're like, oh, wait, I can't speak on these issues. Let's have another faith woman of color speak on this. She knows what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Look, just this is a herd.
Strives as a group. I say this because as humans, we are reflections of each other and we can learn from one another. We do not perpetuate their blatant actions and beliefs of hate, ridicule, xenophobia, and bigotry. We are here to support a safe space, which has not been properly responded to on campus by our administrators.
Awesome.
I can't believe, like, sometimes when you hear that echoed in our circles, I think it's a joke. You know, like, I think it's maybe been taken out of hand.
No.
South Park did a bit on it. There are people legit coming out and saying we want a safe space. Holy shit.
Yeah, these are real human beings, dude. We have to deal with these people. These
Isn't
these
that
guys
a
are
surreal moment, though? Like, it feels like something out of myth. And
How
then
many
they
of these-
say it, and you're like, oh my god, these people are real.
How many of these people are going to be able to function outside of university?
None is the answer. You're fired immediately.
These people can't function.
We've been advocating for a safe space, and the university hasn't properly laid it out. They haven't met our demands. Fuck you.
Seriously.
Fuck off.
We're waiting that you do so. What must be done is not a fairy tale, lighthearted riddle. Don't ask us what must be done if you can't be an example yourself. Demon Dawn is great, but it is nowhere near enough.
Dude, they were fucking snapping.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they've been snapping the whole time.
Oh, that was... Wow.
This is what they do.
It's almost a parody. I wish it was a parody.
No, it's not. These are real people.
Oh, I've become so disconnected from it because I honestly don't watch a lot of videos like this. Every time it's like giving birth. It's this horrible experience.
Yeah, and then
you're
you
like, oh
forget
my
about
God.
it, and you're like, this won't be so bad, and then we go watch it again.
It's bad. This honestly, this kind of stuff is arguably the worst stuff we watch.
Yeah, this is exceedingly bad because these are college students, for Christ's sake.
This is a portrait of the generation, quite frankly, of my generation. So already I'm embarrassed. And two, these are people who are going to be running the world. Like this.
And yes, for the record, Wolverine, I'm very triggered by the fact that they're beatnik appropriating when they snap. The beatniks were at least real. I mean, they were actually fucking, like, you know, doing their thing. They dropped out. They weren't these fucking posers. That's what this shit is. They're all trying to fall back on some other culture they've read about and they've glorified in their fucking books. They're all trying to either be 1960s civil rights advocates or fucking Allen Ginsberg, or they're all trying to be fucking... They're going to all go off and write their own version of On the Road. That's what these kids all think they're going to do. And it doesn't work like that. They're fucking delusional.
Yeah, I find it triggering that this entire video, they've been shooting the Muslim woman from the back.
Yeah, of course. That's the good angle to shoot from.
They've been objectifying her this whole video.
Move.
Very
Don't move. Like, okay, I understand if you started here and it was just a random, but at least fucking go around the circle of the crowd and get a better shot. No. Let's stay right here.
You know, I wouldn't recommend that. Then the audio would get even more shitty.
Do not be faced by the tactics meant to derail us occurring inside the student center tonight. Fight with your mind. It's okay to be angry, but do not be fazed by the hateful slurs making their way on campus walls and sidewalks. Do not jeopardize...
Hateful slurs like Trump 2016.
The jockening.
That's really what they're talking about. You heard that.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was embarrassing. Holy shit. And I can't stand Trump, but really, ugh. These people. I honestly, part of me, and trust me, it's a very evil part of me, wants to elect Trump just to piss these people off. No matter any other consequences on the country, just to look at these people and say, fuck you.
Seriously.
But that's my evil reflection. Whatever.
Your constancy. This has nothing to do with silencing the call Republicans because we are too liberal that our feelings are hurt. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was Sir Brendan Newell whining in Breitbart's article yesterday DePaul University's attempt to torpedo a Milo event when his headline read, "Today, DePaul University can be described as a combination of Chicago-style politics, progressive social justice, and the general insanity that you can find on any American college campus." So it's a little wonder
Yes, and
this wasn't. No, you see, whining to shut an event down is what they're talking about. They're not whining about it at all. They're making fun of you. That was mocking language in their translation. If you understand their jargon, you'd understand that's sarcasm. They're being facetious. They're fucking with you, and you're taking the bait like whole-handed here.
Yeah, like the way that Milo just described it, yes, and I'm seeing that in front of my eyes right now.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that this college campus in particular is a bastion for social justice, progressive bullshit. Look at this crowd. This is not a small crowd. It's enough people to concern me.
Yeah.
Trying to sabotage our event with Milo Yiannopoulos. Dear Mr. Newell, I'm sorry, but this world does not revolve around you.
No irony. I'm glad we didn't.
you.
I'm glad we didn't skip yet. I'm glad we got that out at least.
I'm glad. It doesn't revolve around you either, sweetheart.
No, it doesn't revolve around you. It revolves around us. We have been imbibed with the concept that we are the future and we are going to do great things, like stand on podiums and cry.
This is really the next social revolution. Yes, sitting president of the college, you don't get to call the shots anymore. We're calling the shots. I know that's your job, but look, I mean, we might not come here. We might not come here next semester. Yes, and good.
Yeah, bye. This is what
See ya.
I say. You know what you guys are doing right here when you're standing around like this arguing for free college? You're arguing against free college.
Oh, my stance on that's changed drastically.
I desperately don't want you twats in fucking college. Get out. Go. Idiots, leave. This used to be something that good and functioning adults would go to learn a trade, to learn a higher art. No, you guys come here to stand here and cry when Milo shows up.
That's so fucking pathetic. Yeah, they need to be able to test in. I don't want people like this on college campuses. I don't want people like this going into the upper workforce.
No. Go work at the Gap like you all deserve. Leave.
Oh no, Hagbard, you're controlling the free market because all of these people undoubtedly have shit tons of money.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, no. Fuck that right to hell. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we've been going for a while.
Yeah.
I think we can
we'll cut it.
Yeah,
here.
that was a good show. We could call it quits.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks to Hagbard for running the show. Always good as it goes. I hope it was better this time, guys.
Yeah, let us know if the audio is any better.
Yes. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Adios, amigos.